Europe with indiscriminate mass migration. He warns law and order will crumble. The BJP has accused Arvind Kejriwal of fear-mongering and the opposition of blatant Muslim appeasement politics.
CAA showdown escalates. Modi government assures Indian citizens.
देश के अल्पसंख्यक भाइयों को कहना चाहता हूं, माताओं को कहना चाहता हूं, सीएए से किसी भी देश के नागरिक की नागरिकता जानी नहीं.
Kejriwal warns of dangers.
पता नहीं वो कौन लोग हैं, क्या हैं, सारी कानून व्यवस्था चरमरा जाएगी, चोरियां, डकैतियां, बलात्कार बढ़ेंगे हमारे देश के अंदर, पूरी कानून व्यवस्था, और पता नहीं कैसे कैसे लोग आएंगे वहां पे. सुरक्षा व्यवस्था, हमारे देश की सुरक्षा व्यवस्था का क्या होगा?
Mamta calls act discriminatory. Fear-mongering of fair concern. Big focus on NewsTrack.
So the Delhi Chief Minister claims between 1 to 1.5 crore minorities from Pakistan, Afghanistan and Bangladesh will come to India and take away jobs and homes meant for Indian citizens. Opposition leaders also say that Article 14 of the Constitution is being violated. CAA read with NRC will be anti-Muslim, they won. But is this all fear-mongering and Muslim appeasement politics ahead of 2024 elections, as the BJP claims? We get you all sides of this very stormy political debate. I'm Gaurav Sawant. As always, let's get started with the headlines. BJP announces 72 candidates in its second list for Lok Sabha elections. Nitin Gadkari repeated from Nagpur. 9 sitting MPs in Karnataka dropped. Ministers Piyush Goyal and Anurag Thakur fielded. Prime Minister Narendra Modi ramps up Mission South ahead of Lok Sabha elections. Will tour 3 southern states from the 15th of March. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin hits out, says that the Prime Minister will spread lies in the state before polls. Congress selection panel proposes the names of Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra as candidates from Amethi and Rai Bareli respectively. The final decision on Lok Sabha fight to be taken by the Gandhi siblings themselves. Chief Election Commissioner Rajiv Kumar speaks after SBI submits data on poll bonds, says the poll panel will furnish all details on time. The deadline mandated by the Supreme Court is 5 p.m. Friday. Congress announces 5 Nari Nyay guarantees ahead of polls, includes 1 lakh annually for poor women and 50% quota in central government jobs. The ruling BJP and the opposition have locked horns over the contentious Citizenship Amendment Act in the run-up to the crucial 2024 elections. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal expressed fears that up to 1.5 crore minorities from Pakistan, Afghanistan and Bangladesh could settle down in colonies near you, and there would be a rise in rapes and robberies, riots and collapse of law and order. The BJP hit right back, accusing Arvind Kejriwal and the opposition of Muslim appeasement and vote bank politics. Our political bureau brings you a top story.
पता नहीं वो कौन लोग हैं, क्या हैं, सारी कानून व्यवस्था चरमरा जाएगी, चोरियां, डकैतियां, बलात्कार बढ़ेंगे हमारे देश के अंदर.
Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal predicting disruptive fallout of CAA, predicting flood of Pakistanis, rape, riots and dacoity.
बांग्लादेश से, पाकिस्तान से अगर झुग्गी लगा के आपके, पता नहीं वो कौन लोग हैं, क्या हैं, सारी कानून व्यवस्था चरमरा जाएगी, चोरियां, डकैतियां, बलात्कार बढ़ेंगे हमारे देश के अंदर, पूरी कानून व्यवस्था, और पता नहीं कैसे कैसे लोग आएंगे वहां पे. सुरक्षा व्यवस्था, हमारे देश की सुरक्षा व्यवस्था का क्या होगा? चारों तरफ दंगे फैल जाएंगे. ये क्यों लाए हैं कानून?
Kejriwal's CAA rape analogy made the BJP see red. It launched a tirade asking Kejriwal to stop painting Hindu and Sikh migrants as criminals.
भाई अरविंद केजरीवाल जी, ना हम बलात्कारी हैं, ना हम लुटेरे हैं। हम वही हैं अरविंद केजरीवाल जी जो कोविड में आप हमारे को हाथ जोड़ जोड़ के कहते थे लंगर भेजो। हम वही हैं अरविंद केजरीवाल जी जिनको हाथ जोड़कर कहते थे रकाबगंज के अंदर हॉस्पिटल बना दो, ऑक्सीजन दे दो। हम वही हैं, हम बलात्कारी नहीं हैं, हम तो लोगों की जान बचाने वाले लोग हैं। एक घटिया बयान अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को वापस लेना चाहिए।
The Sikh migrants who fled Taliban atrocities in Afghanistan and Pakistan were upset too. Sikh refugees asked Kejriwal not to tag them as rapists and asserted that they can die for dignity of women.
उनको कह रहा है जो गुरु नानक का सिख पगड़ीधारी है, मेरे को एक बता दो कि किसी डकैती में, किसी बलात्कारी में, किसी उसमें इन्वॉल्व हुआ हो।
मजलूम की रक्षा करना हमारा सिखों का फर्ज है। केजरीवाल जी कहना हमारा इतिहास पढ़े, शायद पढ़ा नहीं होगा उन्होंने।
Team India, however, has been relentlessly training guns on the centre, calling CAA an anti-Muslim law.
हम क्या को पसंद नहीं करते इसी के लिए उसमें जो 5 कम्युनिटी को रख दिया, मुस्लिम को निकाल दिया, जैसे हिंदुस्तान में वो लोगों का कोई कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन नहीं है।
एका बाजूला भाजप आहे जो धर्माधर्मामध्ये द्वेष पसरवतो आहे, घटना बदल करू इच्छितो आहे, आणि दुसऱ्या बाजूला इंडिया नावाची आपली जी आघाडी झाली ती देशभक्तांची आघाडी आहे।
It will only give citizenship to those who do not belong to the Islamic faith and who belong to the other faiths. Any law which differentiates people on faith is not acceptable and it is discriminatory.
AIMIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi too attacked CAA.
ये कानून जो मोदी सरकार ने आज से 4 साल पहले बनाया था वो संविधान के खिलाफ है। आप रिलीजन की बुनियाद पर कानून नहीं बना सकते।
Home Minister Amit Shah has rejected claims of bias and said India will not abandon persecuted minorities in its neighborhood.
लाखों करोड़ों लोग पाकिस्तान से और बांग्लादेश से अपना धर्म बचाने के लिए, अपना सम्मान बचाने के लिए इस देश में आए, उनको नागरिकता नहीं मिलती थी। अपने ही देश में वो नागरिकता के बगैर अपमानित होते थे। नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने हिंदू, बौद्ध, जैन, ये सारे सिख, ये सारे लोगों को नागरिकता देकर उनका सम्मान करने का काम नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने।
Will the escalating CAA showdown dominate the political discourse in the run-up to 2024 polls? Bureau Report, India Today.
So is the opposition fear-mongering or is the opposition raising a fair concern? Is CAA anti-Muslim? Will there be a rise in rapes and robberies if persecuted minorities from the region are given Indian citizenship? Will India become like Europe in terms of apprehension, that there will be a collapse of law and order and citizens will suffer at the cost of migrants taking away finite resources, jobs and homes? Joining me on this special broadcast, Dr. Guru Prakash Paswan, National Spokesperson of the BJP, Varis Pathan, lawyer and spokesperson of the AIMIM, Raghav Avasthi, advocate and political analyst, Tausif Khan, a political analyst and advocate, and of course, India Today's executive editor, Kaushik Deka, who's written extensively on the Citizenship Amendment Act. Varis Pathan, is there merit in the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal saying that there could be riots and rapes and security will collapse if CAA is implemented and minorities from the region are given Indian citizenship?
Well, Gaurav, to begin with, there are 2-3 things which I would like to emphasize on. The first and foremost is that the law, the CAA, which the draft has brought, is on the basis of religion. And it's against the right to equality and it's unconstitutional. See, there are several Supreme Court judgments are there on to this effect that you cannot form a law on the basis of religion, and so this is unconstitutional. Second thing which I would like to emphasize is that earlier you cannot see the CAA in isolation. You have to take it along with the NRC and the NPR. What we saw in Assam, the Supreme Court monitored NRC thing. Crores of rupees were spent on that, and when ultimately the things were done, counting was done, many of our Hindu brothers and sisters, they did not have their name mentioned there. Amongst them, there were Muslims also whose names were not there. In that, there was Chief Justice, his family, his name were not there. Now, what will happen if this law is brought is that the Hindu brothers and sisters whose names did not appear in the NRC thing, they will get the citizenship. Muslims whose name did not appear there, whose names were missing, they will not get benefit of this. The third important point which I would like to emphasize is that why now the entire nation is asking, just 2-3 days are left for the election commissioner to declare the model code of conduct. We are in the election mode. The Lok Sabha 2024 election would be starting any day.
Okay.
And for 5 years the government was sleeping. They did not do anything. And all of a sudden they is bringing that. This is not just to polarize the situation, because the nation is asking them.
No,
They
but
have
when the
totally
government
failed in the
says
work of
no
development,
citizenship
people are asking
of
them, when
any
will the
Indian
new
would be
get
taken
job?
irrespective
So to
whether
divert
he's
the mind
Hindu
of
or
the nation,
Muslim.
they have got up with this.
Why wouldn't you accept that? Let me take this to Guru Prakash Paswan. Mr. Paswan, Arvind Kejriwal says 1.5 crore minorities from the region will come to India. There'll be a rise in rapes and robberies. Is he raising a fair concern, sir?
We have to understand that Mr. Arvind Kejriwal has shown us that there could be heights of double standards. Mr. Arvind Kejriwal is the same person who addressed a press conference with the photograph, with the portrait of Baba Saheb Ambedkar behind him. And I must enlighten Mr. Arvind Kejriwal that the people to whom he is referring to as rapists and dacoits, they are Dalits. 27% of Pakistan in 1947 was Hindus. Now it's less than 2%. Who are all these people? They were Meghwal, they were Valmiki, they were Ot, they were Dalits. Similarly, in Bangladesh as well, I advise Mr. Arvind Kejriwal to please read the letter of resignation of Mr. Jogendranath Mandal, the first Dalit Chief Minister, Law Minister of East Pakistan. What is this? You will only use Ambedkar for your politics, for pursuit of power. But I must remind your viewers, Gaurav, that the politics of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal has been feudalistic since the very outset. Mr. Arvind Kejriwal has so many members in Rajya Sabha, not a single Dalit is there in Rajya Sabha. So Mr. Arvind Kejriwal's tirade against the Dalits of Pakistan, Afghanistan and Bangladesh is very much acceptable, is very much welcome, because it is the textbook modus operandi of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. Point number 2, Mr. Waris Pathan was just speaking on CAA. I challenge Mr. Waris Pathan. You give me one word, you give me one law, you give me one act, one provision of the Citizenship Amendment Act that disallows or debars a member from Muslim community to seek citizenship in India. Sir, please stop this misleading. Please stop this misinformation campaign, sir, for God's sake. This is simply not acceptable. The third point, Mr. Waris Pathan is also suggesting that why now? Gaurav, had we done this 3 months ago, he would have said Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, the elections are going on. Okay. Is it our fault? You cannot view each and every policy decision with the view on election. And that is the reason.
Since you raised a very specific question, Waris Pathan, you want to quickly respond before I bring in our other guests.
That as well.
Waris Pathan.
Yes, sir. Allow me to rebut what my friend just now said is totally wrong. He is spreading lies and canards. Let me remind him that the CAA is the gateway to the NRC. Amit Shah time and again has stated so that पहले CAA लाएंगे, उसके बाद हम NPR और NRC भी लाएंगे. So what will happen to that NRC which was monitored by the Supreme Court? What happened in Assam? Everybody saw. What will happen to that crores of rupees were spent and what happened to the countings? So that is why I said this is against the Constitution. This is against the right to equality, and we cannot go blind our eyes in the
अरे झूठ बोलना बंद करिए, भ्रम फैला रहे हैं आप.
अरे क्यों how can you bring a law on the basis of religion? Come on, tell me. You are a lawyer, I think so. You show me a simple law in the entire Constitution which says that you can form a law on the basis of religion. You show me from the Constitution.
Sir, if it is illegal, you can go to courts of law and oppose it. But let me bring in Raghav Awasthi. On the legal point, let me also bring in Raghav Awasthi. Arvind Kejriwal fears that refugees will take away homes and jobs that are meant for Indian citizens. Yes. Is the new law disadvantage Indian citizens, Mr. Awasthi?
Yes. So what the law basically does is that it offers an accelerated track to citizenship. The normal track is, of course, available to everyone, including Muslims, to members of persecuted minorities from specific countries who arrived in the country prior to a cutoff date in 2014. This is all it does. After 2014, if you come to India, irrespective of what your religion is, you'll have to go through the same process. That is the first thing. So it does not affect any Muslim who is already in India, who already has citizenship. That is pretty much all it does. And to relate it to the NRC is even more disingenuous. It is completely disingenuous. And if Virus Pathanji is shaking his head, it means that he has not even read the law. The law only says that you get an accelerated track if you belong
I
to
have
certain
read the law. I am
categories
very
of
well
people
conversant
who are
with the law. I
oppressed.
think
No,
so.
you've
You
not
have not
read
read
it.
the law.
You are trying
We
to
are
cause
petitioned
riots.
before the
Virus
Honorable
Pathan.
Supreme Court. We
No,
have
please
filed
let
a
me
petition in
complete
the
it.
Supreme Court.
Let me
Sir,
complete
we have filed
No,
a
you've not
we have
read
filed
it.
a
one,
petition in the
gentlemen.
Supreme
One
Court.
by one.
and
Virus
we are
Pathan,
not
I'll come
aware
to
of
you to
that.
respond. Let Mr. Awasthi complete
And
his
the
point,
Supreme
sir.
Court, the
Let me
central
complete
government
my
said
point.
that
Let me complete
the
this.
drafts have not come and
When
so
it
we
comes
cannot
to
reply. Now the
Article
drafts have come. We
14,
will see what is to be done
Article
there. Now
14
the matter
says
will
that
be
there
argued
can
before the
be
Honorable Supreme
discrimination.
Court.
There can be discrimination and classification if the classification has a
No, show
rational
me. Can there be
nexus with the
discrimination
object
on
of
the
the
basis of
law.
religion?
What
What
is
about
the
right to
rational
equality then?
nexus here?
Okay.
There
What is the
cannot be
rational nexus
discrimination
here?
on the
The
basis of
rational
religion in
nexus
the
is that we
Constitution,
want to
sir.
protect the
Okay.
What about the
minorities
right to
of these
equality?
countries who
What
are
about
already
that?
oppressed.
Kindly
If you're
read
a
the
Muslim from
Constitution,
Pakistan or
then come
Bangladesh and
before
you're
the
not
national
oppressed,
channel
you
and
still
make
want
your
to
So
come to
submissions,
does it
sir.
come under
Nobody
that
can stop
You are unaware
reasonable
about the law.
classification? We will
Nobody can
argue
stop
on
you.
both sides. We'll get you both sides of that story. But Tausif Khan, BJP also accuses Mamta Banerjee of blatant Muslim appeasement. Ravi Shankar Prasad says Mamta Banerjee is losing political ground. She is resorting to Muslim appeasement politics by one, fear-mongering, and two, questioning that why is this being done just before Ramzan? What has that got to do with anything, sir?
Rahul, Mamta Banerjee has dared to speak the truth. Mamta Banerjee is calling out the bluff of BJP. We have all of us have seen what the BJP Chief Minister from Assam, Himanta Biswa Sarma, has said. He has very categorically said that not even one individual will get a citizenship under CAA unless it passes through the scrutiny of NRC. Now, what does that mean? If this law is not an exclusionary law, I heard someone was saying that this is merely an accelerated track. Yes, I agree with that. But why keep certain religion out of it? Why this discrimination? Is this allowed under the Constitution?
No, but does Constitution of India apply to Pakistanis and Afghanistanis and Bangladeshis? Constitution of India applies to Indian Muslims, but does it also apply to Pakistani Muslims?
No. That's a very wrong statement to say.
Why?
The Constitution of India applies to every people living in India, a resident in India.
So why
Article
should
14
Pakistani
applies to
Muslims
them.
take advantage of Indian laws or seek to take advantage of Indian laws, or Bangladeshi Muslims or Afghan Muslims?
You are talking about giving. Please, Gaurav. Your BJP and this law is talking about giving citizenship under accelerated track to people who are already in India. Regardless of their religion, they are all in India, and each of them will enjoy benefit under the Article 14, which is guaranteed by the Constitution, right to equality.
But not to Pakistani Muslims. Not to Pakistani Muslims.
Discriminate. No. Don't be so full of hatred.
No, I am sorry. How is that hatred?
Don't be so
India's resources are finite. How are India's resources meant for Pakistani, Afghan Muslims?
You purposely want to not understand the law. While it is so clear that the illegal, unconstitutional discrimination, which is there in this amendment. Let's consider this one scenario. What was the law before this amendment was introduced by BJP? Did the government have power to grant law or to grant citizen to all the people that they are talking about under this amendment? Yes, they had the power.
Which it still does. It only accelerates it for some refugees. But let me bring in Kaushik Dekha. I want to bring in Kaushik Dekha on a factual position.
The only purpose of introducing the amendment is to exclude the category of Muslims.
Pakistani Muslims, Afghan Muslims, Bangladeshi Muslims. Why does this heart bleed for Muslims of Bangladesh, Pakistan and Afghanistan is what I want to understand.
But Constitution.
I want to bring in Kaushik Dekha. I want to bring in Kaushik Dekha on a factual position.
Amit Shah cannot make mockery of Constitution.
Sir, it can be challenged in courts of law. But Kaushik Dekha, does the Citizenship Amendment Act take away citizenship of any Indian citizen? And so when figures of 1.5 crore or 2 crore are touted, is there a cutoff date of 31st of December 2014? What are numbers according to your research, Mr. Dekha?
It doesn't take away citizenship from anyone. It is an inclusionary process. At the same time, both sides are actually spreading lies. First, the logic behind CA was that it wanted to give citizenship to those who were persecuted in these three countries. And the argument was that because these are Islamic countries, so Muslims are not supposed to be persecuted in this country, so Muslims are excluded. That was the reason, and that is the reasonable exclusion that the Article 14 provides, that when it talks about equality and other things. But very unfortunately, the law doesn't anywhere mention the word persecution. So anybody who belongs to these six communities, religious groups, and those who have entered India before 31st December 2014 can apply through this process. Yes, it is true that this has been made to accelerate or to facilitate easier granting of citizenship to certain categories of people. At the same time, the other side is claiming that it is connected to NRC. It is not. Of course, again, the BJP has given the opposition this opportunity to connect it, because Amit Shah himself said that understand the chronology. First the CA, then NRC, then NPR and all those things. But NRC is completely different and CA is completely different. The Assam NRC process, let's not discuss here because it's a completely different Supreme Court monitor process. Whereas the national NRC process will be completely different. Now, most interesting part is that those who are opposing the NRC, they probably do not know the provision of NRC was first included in the Citizenship Act 1955 in 2004 when the Congress was in power. The idea first came after the Kargil War that there should be some identity card issued to our citizens because of infiltration and all that. Then the provision of NRC that there will be a register of citizens which documents will be verified. Of course, it says that the government may create that register, but the provision came in 2004. So it's very interesting how both sides are spreading lies. CA, it doesn't take away citizenship, as I said, and not everyone can get citizenship
No,
here.
we are
There is
talking
a
about the
cut-off mark
Constitution,
also.
sir. We are
Of
not
course,
spreading
if
lies.
it has to
We know
create,
what we are saying.
let me
We are
finish.
facts,
If it
we
has
are
to
with evidence,
create any
and we know the
impact on
intention of the
demography,
government.
then
We know the
that will be
intention
in
of the
Assam,
government, and that is
where
why we
there
are
is a
challenging
number
it.
of
The
outsiders
entire nation stands with us. They say
who
that
may
yes,
get
this is
citizenship.
unconstitutional.
Gentlemen, one by one. Varish Pathan, I'm coming to you,
Those
We are
sir.
worried. Yes,
people who are
rightly you said,
actually
Amit Shah is
claiming that
time and
they are
again
Indian
stated,
citizens,
NRC will come,
they will
NPR
have
will
to
come.
also first declare themselves as
So
foreigners.
we are apprehending
Will
that
they
this
do
thing
that?
might lead
That's
to
the
anarchy
bigger
in our
question.
country.
Will anyone
Why
come
you want to give
forward,
citizenship to a
say in
particular person,
Assam,
and why you
who
want to
are
exclude the
already
Muslims
fighting a
from it?
legal battle saying that
Sir,
they
but
are
the fact
Indian
also
Muslims
remains,
are
why
the
would
second-class citizen of this
any
country.
heartbleed, I seriously want to understand this. If a Muslim is persecuted in Pakistan, how is that India's responsibility?
Across India would not be much higher. It's not lakh, it's not in the crores, as the Home Minister also claims.
Sir, I'll just come to
we are
numbers
talking
because these
about
numbers are very
Can I
critical
come
to
in,
this
Rahul?
debate. But I want to
Just
bring in
for a
Varish
moment.
Pathan. Varish Pathan interjected. Varish Pathan, both the Union Home Ministry and the Union Home Minister have clarified CAA does not take away citizenship of any Indian citizen. Sir, isn't this fear mongering that CAA is anti-Muslim? I'm very specific. CAA is not anti-Muslim as is being claimed.
Well, Gaurav, you may trust them, but we know the intentions of the government very well. The government of the day is very intentionally done this. Amit Shah time and again said we will be getting the NRC, the NPR, CA is a floodgate to that, and we know what will happen when the NRC starts. As I stated so earlier, that in Assam, it was a Supreme Court monitored NRC being done there. How can you exclude that? Lakhs of our Hindu brothers and sisters' names were excluded from there. Crores of rupees were spent. And I'm saying time and again, I reiterate that one of the family of the Chief Justice, ex-Chief Justice of India, his name was missing in that. And what will happen to him now? To his family? They will not
Sir,
be
they
given
will
the
produce,
citizenship
they have to produce a document.
But the Hindu
as
brothers
per
and
law,
sisters whose names
produce
were
a document,
excluded, they will be given the citizenship as per the new law.
Sir,
Can I come in,
India
please?
cannot become
Sir, let me give you an
hub
example in
for
Simanchal.
everybody to come
Every
and
year
then,
there is a flood.
demand Indian citizenship.
In Simanchal, every year flood takes place. What about the documents if they are washed away?
Can I come in,
Gaurav,
please?
Gaurav, in
These documents are
Simanchal, every
online.
year flood comes. The documents are washed away. From
Okay,
where do
but
what do you expect the people
I want to
from
bring in,
Simanchal to
I
get
want to
the
bring in Dr.
documents back
Paswan.
from? Where will they get the documents from?
Please,
You have
okay,
to
please
look into this
specify.
aspect as
Opposition
well.
says this
Sir, we
is
live in a
anti-Muslim,
country
it
where many
discriminates
people
on
are
religious
educated.
grounds, and it's not just CAA, but NRC and NPR after CAA that will deny Muslim citizenship. And Mamata Banerjee is very clear. She will not permit its implementation in Bengal, sir. What can you
I
do?
come in, please, after?
Yes, Mr. Awasthi, immediately after Dr. Paswan.
Even the Telangana state government has stated so earlier. Mamata Banerjee, Kerala, everywhere people they don't want to
Gaurav,
implement
I did
this.
not speak when
How are
anyone
they
else
going
was
to implement
speaking.
this now?
Okay.
Several states in the country are opposing it.
Varis ji, Gaurav, this is not the way to debate.
No, go on.
Varis ji, when
Respond,
you were
sir.
speaking, no one else was speaking, sir. You are speaking of constitutional. No, Varis ji, you are speaking of constitutional ethos. Please have the patience and the grace to listen to other people as well. Gaurav, I don't understand. This is beyond my comprehension. For a political party, AIMIM, that translates into a conference for Muslims, is teaching lessons on secularism. I don't understand. The same Mr. Varis Pathan, whose party says Jai Bhim, Jai Meem, whose party says Dalit Muslim unity, they are dead against the entry, the inclusion of Dalits from adjoining countries. When they are facing systemic persecution, when they are facing rape, when they are facing violence, when they are facing murder. You will conveniently say, when it suits you, Jai Bhim, Jai Meem, Dalit Muslim unity. But when Dalits are coming to your country seeking refuge, when Dalits are coming to your country seeking citizenship, you are opposing tooth and nail. This is beyond me. वारिस जब सुनिए आप, वारिस जी सुनना पड़ेगा आपको. ऐसे नहीं होता है. सिर्फ वोट के लिए, राजनीति के लिए दलित मुस्लिम एकता की बात करेंगे. और जब पाकिस्तान का दलित वहां पे उत्पीड़ित होता है और आता आप उसका विरोध करते हो, ये आपका असल चेहरा है. This is your real anti-Dalit face. आप सीए के विरोधी हैं, आप दलित विरोधी हैं, आप सीए के विरोधी हैं, आप अंबेडकर विरोधी हैं, आप सीए के विरोधी हैं, आदिवासी विरोधी हैं. ये बात लिख लीजिए आप.
Don't lie before the nation, sir.
ओवैसी जी को बोल दीजिए.
Don't give misinformation.
मुझे पता है आप इंटरफेयर करोगे.
Don't spread misinformation in the country.
Varis Pathan, let Dr. Paswan complete his point. I'll come to you to rebut. I'll come to you after I've brought in, Mr. Awasthi. But please, Dr. Paswan, complete your point, sir.
नहीं ये नो गौरव आई अंडरस्टैंड हिज डेस्परेशन. ये व्याकुल हो जाते हैं, इनको दलितों का वोट चाहिए, दलित मुस्लिम एकता की बात करेंगे, लेकिन एक दलित का उत्पीड़न होता है, दलित बहन का रेप होता है पाकिस्तान में, बांग्लादेश में लाखों की संख्या में उनकी हत्याएं हो जाती हैं. जब वो भारत में आते तो इनके पेट में दर्द होता है. यू आर अ फेस ऑफ रेडिकल इस्लामिक फंडामेंटलिज्म एंड आई से इट अगेन. इफ यू आर अगेंस्ट CAA, you are against the Dalits of the country. If you are against CAA, you are against the tribals of the country. If you are against CAA, you are against the legacy of Baba Saheb Ambedkar. The next time you go on a stage, you say Dalit Muslim Ekta. The next time you go on a stage, you say Jai Bhim, Jai Meem. I am going to remind everyone that their real face is anti-Dalit. And let me also educate you, sir. I challenged you in my previous observation. आप मुझे एक शब्द बताइए. You give me one line, one provision of CAA or the rules that disallows or debars a member from Muslim community to seek citizenship. Whoever has come after 2014 will be treated at par. Okay. Hindu, Muslim जो भी है वो at par treat किए जाएंगे. But stop spreading this misinformation, Mr. Varis Pathan. I know your politics survives on this. आपके लिए राजनीतिक अस्तित्व का संकट खड़ा हो गया है.
Fair enough, Dr. Paswan. Let me bring in Raghav Awasthi. Varis Pathan raises the point. Why not Muslims? Why not Muslims of Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan in case they are facing persecution? Why not them? Why only Hindus, Sikhs, Jains, Buddhists, Christians and Parsis, sir?
I would really hope that Mr. Pathan gives me the opportunity to answer the question that he has raised. There is an article called Article 14 in the Constitution which says that there shall be equality and equal protection of laws for citizens, for people across India. That is the first thing. The second thing is that it permits reasonable classification. The classification has to be based on an intelligible differentia, and the differentia has to have a nexus with the object. The object of the act in this case is to protect minorities in Pakistan, Afghanistan and Bangladesh who are facing discrimination. That is why they have been granted an accelerated track. Unless, of course, Varis Pathan can show that the population of Muslims in Pakistan and Bangladesh has gone down, like the population of people who adhere to these religions has gone down, he has absolutely no case when it comes to Article 14. That is the first thing. As far as the NRC is concerned, if at all there is an NRC, of course, as of now, there is no such proposal. If at all there is an NRC, everybody who has come after 2014 will be treated at par. However, if you have come before 2014, then also you have to show documents. Everybody has to show documents. So what he is indulging in is fear mongering And irrespective of what these so-called chief ministers of these southern states are saying, all my friends from South India are in overwhelming support. As far as this act is concerned, they support the act. Hindus and Dalits, Hindus and Dalit Hindus across the country are supporting this.
Okay.
But people like Varis Pathan are spreading misinformation because they want riots to happen.
That's a grave charge. That's a very grave charge to level. But let me get Tausif Khan. Let me get Tausif Khan.
Later.
Let me get Tausif Khan to
Well,
respond.
such kind of blatant charges are being made on your channel.
No,
Sir,
and Gaurav, you are sitting quietly and you are allowed.
No,
you would allow us to make our point. And we are
getting
speaking
Tausif
between
Khan
them.
to respond.
I will tell them
I'll
you
get
are
you also
making
to
such kind of
respond, sir.
blatant
We are getting
statement,
all sides of
If
the
you
debate.
cannot stop them, I will
Tausif
stop
Khan.
them. Gaurav Sawant, if you cannot stop them, Varis Pathan can stop them. I will stop them. I won't allow them to spread lies and colors on your television. I won't allow them. You should have stopped them. Tell him to withdraw his statement.
What won't you allow,
He is
sir? Go on.
indulging in communal hatred. He is indulging in right word. He is indulging in hate mongering.
You have to and come to court.
How can you allow him to make such kind of statement? Apologize before the entire nation. Who is he? Who is he? Are do you not know? You not know what is law. Kindly go and read Article 14, 15 of the Constitution. Kindly read the Constitution. Kindly read equality before the law. Don't know anything, just come before the national television and make such kind of blatant statements. And yet you say you are precious. Please allow us to make our point. We will not allow you to make such kind of false. We will not allow you to make spread lies and colors. We won't allow you henceforth.
Constitutional authority. I dare you
But because the anchor is quiet, the anchor is allowing you, we will stop you. We will stop you. We will stop you. If the anchor does not
I just want to understand what this acrimony is all about. I am permitting everyone to make a point, gentlemen. What is this acrimony all about?
We will not allow you to spread hatred in the country.
Gaurav,
Okay, I want to bring in Tausif Khan. I want to bring in Tausif Khan before I bring in Kaushik Deka. Tausif
You
Khan,
had your time to spread hatred.
how?
You were given time to make your
No,
point.
I am sorry. Okay, Varis Pathan, give us a moment, sir. Varis Pathan, give us a moment, sir.
And you started your communal hatred. You don't.
Now, Gaurav.
No.
Okay,
Don't make us sit
Tausif
here
Khan,
like quiet. We will
BJP
not be
accuses
quiet,
Mamata
Gaurav.
Banerjee of blatant
If such-
Muslim appeasement politics and fear-mongering. If you are opposing CAA, you are anti-Dalit, says Dr. Paswan of the BJP.
See, Dr. Paswan can say whatever he wants, as long as it does not make sense. Now, you see, one of the panelists on your TV, either it was a BJP spokesperson or someone were sitting as an analyst, said that show me a provision which deprives Muslim any benefit under this law. Now, there the very line where the religion are mentioned, that is where the benefit under the law is deprived to any person
To
not
an
belonging
Indian
to the
Muslim,
five
is it
religion
denying
mentioned.
that to an Indian Muslim?
No, it is
So
giving
there are
benefits
those
to
whose
the
heart bleeds
people
for a
of religion
Pakistani
living in
Muslim,
India.
a Pakistani
No,
Muslim,
it
an
is-
Afghan Muslim,
Come on,
and
Gaurav.
a Bangladeshi
Okay, if you have
Muslim
done-
who maybe...
If you are done,
No, I'm just trying to
I'll
understand.
address that. I will address that. You are saying, first of all, this benefit is being given to the people living in India who have come from different countries. But it is denying to the same category of people. There is an exclusion on the Muslim community. For example, there is an exclusion to Jews as well. Even if a Jew is persecuted elsewhere, will not be given citizenship
He can
in
apply
India.
for citizenship
It's not-
and get it.
it's-
He can apply
only
for citizenship
five
and get it.
Only 5 religions are mentioned. Only 5 religions are mentioned. Why these 5 religions only? So
How many of those religions originated in India?
It is
No, Tausif
unconstitutional.
Khan.
On the basis you
Tausif
giving
Khan,
a benefit,
Hinduism
on the
originated in
basis of
Bharat.
religion is
Sikhi
unconstitutional.
originated in Bharat. Jainism originated in Bharat. Buddhism originated in Bharat.
Buddhism has other countries. Christians also have
Yes.
so many other countries.
Fair enough,
What
but
is the
these are
logic?
religions
What is the
that
nexus?
originated in this land.
No.
So where
you are
else will
saying
Hindus
don't
persecuted
have any
Hindus
country.
go if not
There is
India?
there is Nepal. You are saying Jains. You're giving citizenship to Parsis from
Where do
Afghanistan.
maximum Parsis live
But the
across the
same
world,
Parsi who
Kaushik
is
Deka?
persecuted in Iran, he will not get the benefit. He will
So
not
you
get
think
the
Parsis
benefit.
will
What
go
is the
to
logic?
Iran?
What is the logic?
Okay,
the only,
Kaushik Deka is
the only
explaining-
purpose is to exclude. Only purpose is to exclude the people of religion not belonging to the 5 religion mentioned in the amendment.
Kaushik Dekha is getting the factual position to you, sir. But I seriously, why should Indian Muslims be worried is the point I am raising.
No.
Kaushik Dekha
First of all, this presumption that you are making, that I am not speaking fact and the BJP spokesperson is speaking fact.
I am not making any presumption. I'm asking questions of you. I'm asking questions of the BJP. I'm sorry. Why do you have this persecution syndrome? I fail to understand. Kaushik Dekha is coming in. I'm sorry, sir.
Discrimination. You cannot certify that BJP also only speaks of fact.
I am sorry. I've never said BJP speaks. I am sorry. I've not specified anything. I have asked questions to all. Kaushik Dekha, please respond. Kaushik Dekha is responding only. Kaushik Dekha's audio stays up. I want Kaushik Dekha to give me facts on numbers. Facts on numbers.
Gaurav,
Your report in India Today, Kaushik Dekha, pegs the number of refugees from 15 countries. Not 1, not 2, not 3. 15 countries. It's a UNHCR report of 2018, which pegs the number at perhaps 1,95,867. So explain, Kaushik,
Yes.
where does this figure of 1.5 crore come from?
Yes, Gaurav, there is no 1.5 crore number. I'll go by step. Now, that number that you have quoted has also come down. So if you go by UNHCR report of 2022, there are only 46,000 asylum seekers or refugees in India. Leave them apart, but there are some other clusters also, as I mentioned in my story, that there are some around 80,000 people in
Kashmir.
Jammu and Kashmir who have come from Pakistan and have been living there for years and years. There are some Matua community people in West Bengal. Not all of them have got citizenship, but those numbers by no means. Of course, everybody loves to quote the Assam NRC. Now, 1.9 million people have been excluded from Assam NRC. But the strangest part is that of them, only 6 million are Muslims. 6 lakhs are Muslim, 13 lakhs are non-Muslims.
Yes.
So you can say that now, why I am saying so that everybody says that Muslims need to fear CA or Muslims need to fear NRC. Both CA and NRC are as a legal provision. They are not against Muslims. Of course, CA doesn't include Muslim because of a particular reason that the government has given, but the law doesn't even mention that reason. So if tomorrow there are 247 pending applications in Supreme Court.
He's contradicting himself.
The Article 14, the reasonable restriction
The first
provision
sentence he says it
may
does
not apply to it because the law doesn't mention that
Muslims are excluded.
the law has been done because of persecution. They don't mention. So the government should have been careful on that part. But the logic behind the CA, as we know, was to give faster citizenship to those who have been persecuted in these 3 countries. And it is a basic understanding that these people see India as their home country because earlier Pakistan, Bangladesh, India.
The logic behind
together.
the CA presently is to polarize the situation prior to 2024 Lok Sabha election.
Varis Pavan, give me 20 seconds, sir.
Kindly mention
Kaushik
that
Dekha
the
complete his point. I'm coming to you.
Certainly not. No Indian Muslim who is a citizen of India.
The logic behind getting the CA at this stage is to polarize the situation prior to 2024.
But
sir, who is
nothing can be taken away from them if someone is a citizen of India.
He's projecting his own action onto the
Assam has even
BJP, because they have failed in the guarantees, that is why now they want to show
But
the
who's
people that
polarizing, Varis
we don't have
Pathan?
answer for the
Everybody knows
15 lakh guarantee. We don't have guarantee.
One by one. Raghav Avasthi
BJP
and
is
Varis Pathan
polarizing
for
the
a moment, please.
situation
Raghav Avasthi
because
and
the
Varis
BJP
Pathan.
has totally failed in the development plan.
Sir,
the BJP has failed. The people.
But Varis Pathan, is the real fear, as mentioned by Kaushik Dekha, that in Jammu and Kashmir, for example, there are 80,000 people, to a large extent, a large number of them are people of Hindu origin, and they're Hindus. They will get citizenship, they will get voting rights, and that would impact electoral fortunes in Jammu and Kashmir. Is that the fear? Is that the opposition to Jammu and Kashmir? Similar things in Bengal also. Varis Pathan.
Well, Mr. Dekha is contradicting himself. First, he says that this will not impact the Muslims. In the second breath, he says that yes, if the Muslims are excluded from this, they are excluded. Now, what does he say? What does he mean by that? And what is the logic
I
he's
didn't
saying? That
say
the logic
anything like
That's not what he said, sir. But fair enough, you make your point. I'll come to question.
You can fight
The
with
logic-
your politicians.
Allow
But don't
me
drag me
the
here.
logic
Don't drag me
behind
here. I
getting
stated
the
facts and I didn't say
CAA
things
prior
that you
to
are
the
putting in my mouth.
2024 Lok Sabha
So
election
please exclude me from
is
this.
only
You
one
fight
thing
with
to
your political
polarize the
friends, but don't
situation.
drag me here.
Now allow me to make my point, sir. So many decent people were sitting
No,
here in the
I allowed
debate.
you to make
They
your
were
points,
showing the
but I do
decency
not
just
allow you
15
to
minutes
put
back that
words in
okay,
my
we
mouth.
follow the
That's not
constitution. We
done
must
here.
allow the person to rebut.
Don't drag
Now
me
what
here.
happened to the
You
decency?
fight that with your political
What
friends,
happened to the
not with
decency?
me.
Why suddenly when I am making
Decency,
my
you are talking
point?
decency. You are putting
Why-
lies
why-
on
One
I'm
by one,
making my
one by
point.
one by one. As soon as Mr. Pathan finishes his point,
Allow
Raghav,
me, sir,
and then Kaushik and Dr. Paswan, one by one.
मैंने आपके जलते हुए जख्म पे नमक रख दिया, ऐसा हो गया. मैंने आपके झूठ का पर्दा फाश कर दिया तो नाराजगी आपको होगी, मगर प्लीज bear with me for few seconds. I have been given an opportunity to make
You
my
are
point. Let me tell you.
obnoxious.
The main
One by one,
logic
gentlemen.
behind getting the CAA rules at this stage is only one thing, that is to polarize the election prior to the 2021 Lok Sabha. Because the government, Modi, has totally failed in implementing the guarantees, which he said 15 lakh rupees were to be deposited, which he failed.
Okay.
2 crore youths were to be given the jobs. They have failed in that. People of the nation are asking them questions. Farmers are protesting on the streets.
Okay.
They don't have answer to that. SBI,
Okay.
what about that? The bonds were to be getting that very
Dr.
day.
Paswan, do you want to
get
quickly
this
CAA
respond
to that
clearly
before I
shows
bring
that
in
you divert
Raghav
the mind of the
Awasthi?
nation
Okay,
from
only
the
Dr.
basic
Paswan
issues.
now. Last 5 minutes on the show. Dr. Paswan, complete your point, sir.
Because you
Gaurav,
want to
if you allow
divert
me
the
to
mind
quote
of the
from
nation
British
from the
historian
basic issues.
Alice
The
Albania.
SBI bond matter, you brought this issue.
Okay.
Gaurav, I did not speak. Gaurav, this is not the way to debate.
Absolutely.
Gaurav, this is
Only
not the way
Dr.
to debate.
Paswan.
When
Go
he
on,
was
sir.
speaking, everyone was listening. Thank you so much, Gaurav. Thank you so much. Gaurav, I would like to quote a British historian, Alice Albania, who in her book Empire of Indus, The Story of a River, she says, and I quote, Prime Minister Liaquat Ali Khan, 1948, who will clean the streets and latrines of Karachi in case the Hindus did not come back? Who will clean the streets and latrines of Karachi in case the Hindus did not come back? That is why you wanted the Dalits to stay in Pakistan. And now those Dalits are back in India. Mr. Waris Pathan and his political party, Mr. Waris Pathan and his leader who repeatedly says Jai Bhim, Jai Meen, who repeatedly says Jai Samvidhan, is insulting the maker of the Samvidhan. Mr. Waris Pathan and his political party is insulting the legacy of Baba Sahib Ambedkar because obviously he does not like Dalits being accommodated. Dalits being accommodated. I will again say, Waris Pathan ji, vyakul mat hoiye. Gaurav ji, Gaurav, I did not speak when he was speaking.
Okay.
Gaurav, I did not speak.
I have the last.
Gaurav,
Okay,
Gaurav,
Mr. Awasthi, you wanted to complete your point. You wanted to respond. You wanted to respond to Waris Pathan and Kaushik for raising the point.
Gaurav, this is not the way.
That this is discriminatory. Only Mr. Awasthi. Only Mr. Awasthi for a moment,
Gaurav.
please. Go on, sir.
He and his father have been the MPs for Hyderabad for so many years now. There has been no development in the old city. The old city is as dirty as ever, so he should not talk about development. Hey, the Owaisi family are land grabbers.
No,
They have
sir,
grabbed
sir,
land
sir,
all
sir.
across
No
Hyderabad.
personal
They have
aspirations.
no
No, sir.
right. No,
Sir,
they have
sir,
absolutely no right to sit
the
at the
debate is
BJP
on
is trying
CAA
to
and it should
polarize.
remain on
Who
CAA,
is trying
sir.
to polarize?
Okay.
BJP is not trying to polarize. He's trying to polarize by spreading misinformation. The act does nothing against any Indian Muslim. Even if you're a Pakistani or a Bangladeshi Muslim or an Afghan Muslim, you're in India, you can get citizenship through the normal procedure.
Tausif
You follow
Khan,
the
that's the
procedure, you
point.
get citizenship.
Tausif Khan,
It's as
that's
simple
the
as that.
point. But for the record, I want to say the points that were made by Mr. Awasthi about Mr. Owaisi, India Today does not back any of those because Mr. Owaisi is not here to respond in person. Mr. Pathan, you want to quickly respond to that point before I bring in Tausif Khan?
Well, I would like him
Gaurav,
to apologize
this
before
is
the
not the way.
entire nation for
Gaurav, let
taking
me
the
come.
name of a party president who is not present in the debate.
I would
Such
like
kind
to
of
exactly
people
why
should
I'm
not
talking to you, Mr. Pathan.
allowed to
Waris
come on the
Pathan
debate
ji.
and make such kind of related statement. They must take back their words and apologize to the entire nation
Gaurav ji,
or wait for our
Gaurav
notice
ji,
of
this is not the way
defamation.
to debate.
Wait for that, we will show you what is law,
Gaurav
what is
ji,
defamation.
Fair enough.
Because you are in the habit of that. Kindly come with
let
the
law and
Telangana, I'll
facts,
show you
let
what
law
the
and facts
offices have
be
done.
put out in
Then you will
public
have to
domain,
apologize
but
to the
only-
nation.
Only on this
What are you
specific issue.
nothing?
Only on this specific issue.
chappal chatu of RSS you are.
Okay, only again.
Dallo of RSS you are.
No personal attacks, please, Mr. Pathan.
No, I know how to keep this people up properly. I know how to reply to this kind of people.
I am sorry. No personal
We are
attacks. No
quiet and
personal
silent.
attacks.
Don't think that.
No personal attacks on the debate, but I want to once again bring in Kaushik Deka for last 30 seconds. Kaushik Deka, if you were to look at numbers, just numbers, and I want to go by the Joint Parliamentary Committee report, again quoted in your report, quotes the Intelligence Bureau saying it's only about 31,313 individuals who stand to benefit. So this figure of 1.5 crore, is that gross exaggeration, sir? Because the number, according to the Joint Parliamentary Committee report, is just a couple of thousands, 31,000 perhaps. Immediate beneficiaries.
These are people who are on long-term visas. These are people who are on long-term visas in India. So the numbers, as I said, except in Assam, and even in Assam also, not that everyone is who are excluded in NRC are illegal citizens. Apart from Assam, I don't think the numbers are very substantial. They are restricted into certain pockets, and we know where the pockets are, and they have been living there for ages. So the primary allegation that it will create a lot of pressure on our demography, or there will be some crimes against us and all those things, I don't think these are substantiated. And there is a cutoff mark also.
Yes.
But yes, the government, the connect between NRC and CAA and all those things that opposition are also spreading, the government itself helped in spreading those narratives because of those statements that there will be
that
for
brings
CAA, there
fear,
will be
Dr.
NRC, there will be
Paswan. The
NPR,
government
which
saying
was not required.
chronology
And
samajhiye,
also the
pehle
law should
CAA,
have
fir
mentioned that
NRC.
it is for persecuted people, which they didn't.
Guru Prakash Paswan, last 30 seconds, sir.
No, Gaurav, I think Mr. Waris Pathan was repeatedly disturbing when I was making a point. I would like to remind Mr. Waris Pathan that we are run by Samvidhan, we are not run by Sharia. When you speak, other people listen. You should have the grace and the patience to listen when other people speak. And as far as CA is concerned, I want to challenge you again, once again, stop spreading this misinformation campaign. आप ये देश संविधान से चलेगा, शरिया से नहीं चलेगा, सर. ये बात लिख लीजिए आप. आपको ये बताना होगा. CAA, you give me one word. You give me one word. You give me one provision that disallows or debars Muslim community. Stop spreading this lies. Stop spreading this canard. You are against CA. You are against Dalit. You are against CA. You are against Ambedkar. You are against CA. You are against the Constitution of India. ये देश संविधान से चलेगा, लोकतंत्र से चलेगा, आपके शरिया से नहीं चलेगा. जाइए जाकर अपना AIMIS से चलाइए.
2024 this battle is only set to escalate. To all my guests, gentlemen, many thanks for joining me. We wanted to bring all sides of the story to our viewers for them to make up their mind if the CAA is an enabler and whether it discriminates against Pakistani, Afghanistani and Bangladeshi Muslims. A quick break. On the other side, as Bengaluru goes dry, we get to an India Today special investigation that exposes the water villains of Karnataka. Details coming up.